Every 51 minutes in America, someone is killed in a drunk driving accident. Drunk driving has become a huge issue in our country, and it has taken so many innocent lives. We need to stand up and take action against this senseless crime that is harmful to so many. Drunk driving is a crime committed every day that people do not take seriously enough, and we need to take action against this issue in our country that endangers lives every day. We as a society need to take action because it is an issue that unnecessarily endangers lives every day. By teaching our next generation to be responsible and being conscious of this issue wherever we go, we can make a significant difference. We need to stop this epidemic to save lives. If we don't, generation after generation will continue to grow worse until there will be nothing we can do to change the innocent lives being taken. Drunk driving is an issue in our society that unnecessarily endangers lives every day. What constitutes drunk driving? A blood alcohol content of 0.08 and higher would be considered legally drunk. There is no fixed amount of drinks that constitutes drunk. There are many variables that need to be taken into consideration, such as how much has the individual had to eat, how tolerant are they, and how tired are they. Chemically, alcohol is absorbed by the small intestine where it is then circulated to the rest of the body. If someone is drinking on an empty stomach, there's no barrier between the alcohol and the stomach lining, which the alcohol is absorbed into the bloodstream more easily. The body tries to break down the alcohol in the liver, which also causes liver damage. The alcohol then reaches the brain, and this is when one feels drunk. The alcohol works front to back and affects higher brain functions first. The cerebral cortex is the first place affected, the area which controls behavior. Then, the higher order cognitive abilities such as decision making and processing slow down. After that, the alcohol reaches the hippocampus, which affects emotion and memory. Then, the alcohol moves to the cerebellum, which maintains motor movements such as balance. As you can see, alcohol bathes the brain and seriously alters every physical and mental function. In no way should someone in that condition be driving. Drunk driving puts more than just the driver in danger. The effects of drunk driving are far-reaching. If the driver is not killed in an accident but kills or harms others, coping with these consequences is extremely difficult. Oftentimes, in drunk driving accidents, the driver is not killed due to the fact that their body is more relaxed and does not take hits as hard. However, sometimes, if others are killed or harmed as a result of someone's drunk driving, the driver often wishes that they had died in the accident instead of maiming or killing others. This is shown in the tragic accident of Jessica Rastow and her best friend Laura. They were best friends, both 18, college freshmen, co-workers. Inseparable since kindergarten, Jessica and Laura loved to go out, dance, and have fun. The good times might have lasted a lifetime, but for the tragedy that unfolded on a Florida highway early one February morning. It started with a trip to a club. There were drinks and a walk to the car, with Randall taking the wheel. Less than an hour later, Laura was dead. Her best friend would be charged with killing her. In the last 3 years, Rastow has confessed her crime to more than 15,000 people, both young and old, in a speech that never varies, describing the minute-by-minute details of the tragic night. "I wish I could take her place that night," Jessica says. "I would give anything to be the one in the passenger seat that night. Absolutely no questions asked. I would give anything just to bring her back." The cause of drunk driving simply comes down to this. People go out with the intention of getting drunk and do not make arrangements to get home, so they drive themselves. By doing this, they are putting every life they come into contact with in danger. At the heart of this issue, we see that people today who are going out and partying and getting drunk are more than capable of being responsible and making the right decisions. They just choose not to. Poor decisions being made both before and after getting drunk is really what is causing this horrific epidemic. Drunk driving is significant because it costs people their lives, both the life of the driver and the victims of the crash. It breeds selfishness and irresponsibility. Fortunately, if we take actions against this epidemic, we can make a significant difference. If bartenders and bystanders see someone who is drunk and about to drive home, they need to take away the keys. This is already being done in bars around the country, and it is more than just the bartenders who need to be responsible for looking out for drunk drivers. Services such as Uber and taxis need to become more of a proactive part in the solution. If taxi services become more readily available outside of bars and clubs, it would be much easier for bystanders to take a stand and pour someone into a cab instead of letting them drive. We need to teach responsibility from an early age as well. This mentality of going out and partying and getting drunk causes people to have no consideration of others, and this is the root of the problem. People who drink and drive think they are invincible, but in reality, they are not, and this selfish and ignorant attitude is what costs people their lives. Young adults need to be taught the factual and terrifying nature of drunk driving. The real solution lies in teaching the next generation how to be better. If we can crack down and get through to the young adults before they become a part of the drinking and partying scene, we could make a real difference. We need to teach young people to be aware of what is going on around them and to be responsible and to be selfless and consider others, not to mention themselves. If we can show teens that they can make a difference in people's lives just by being more responsible, a true change can be made. Law enforcement also needs to be more aware of this issue and start cracking down. Law enforcement should be sitting out on roads at all times of the night, watching outside bars, and this will help create a permanent change by stopping the problem before it escalates. So what happens if we do make a change? If we're able to stop drunk driving, countless lives will be saved. We will be able to focus on more important social issues instead of senseless crimes like drunk driving. So many young lives that haven't been able to be lived yet are taken because of drunk driving. If we stop drunk driving, those lives will be lived and our world will be changed. We will also be better as a society as a whole. We will become more considerate, responsible, and we will also value higher human life. So what happens if we don't? Lots of people will continue to lose their lives, and this rate will only increase. People will continue to live selfishly and irresponsibly. People will continue in their careless ways, and this attitude will only permeate into more areas of our lives. We need to be better so that the generations after us will be better. We need to set a better example, and drunk driving is not a good example. In conclusion, drunk driving is extremely serious, and it has more consequences than just a DUI. Lives are taken and families are destroyed, and this has to stop. If we can get through to our next generation and be aware of stopping drunk drivers around us, countless lives will be saved, not to mention our world will be a better place. Drunk driving is a crime committed every day that people do not take seriously enough, and we need to take action against this issue in our country that endangers lives every day.